introduce myself. I am Gabriela Fernandez. I am the linguistic evaluator, okay? And I am here with Fernanda Guzman. She is the operational evaluator. We are going to evaluate you today, okay? So today is 17:21. Yeah, I'm talking about the time. Yeah, and the date. The today is 11th April. Okay, so today we are going to start this evaluation, and I want just you to know that the minimum required level is 4 in all the descriptives that you are going to evaluate today. Okay, so this is important to take into account for you. At the same time, I want to tell you that we are going to evaluate your proficiency in English. We are not going to evaluate your phraseology or your technical knowledge. We are going to evaluate your proficiency in English. Okay, so this is the most important.
Okay.
If you don't understand something, you can ask for repetition, and we are going to repeat the instructions that you need. Okay? So I'm going to explain that we are going to have 4 tasks in this evaluation. In the first task, we are going to have interview questions. In that part, you are going just to answer the questions that we are going to ask you. Okay?
Okay.
After that, we are going to have the part that you are going to listen audios. You are going to listen through audios, and after that, you are going to explain us what the audios were about. And perhaps you are going to have some questions as well. You are going to receive a piece of paper with the questions that we are going to ask. So if you like, you can fill some details in that paper you are going to receive. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. In the third task you are going to have is the picture description part. In this part, you are going to see 3 pictures. You can see here, or at the same time, you are going to receive the pictures for you check and describe it. Okay? Finally, you are going to have the part role play. In that part, you are going to interact as a pilot, and Fernanda is going to interact as an ATC. And Fernanda is not going to be here because she's going to change the room. So this is a only voice part that we are going to interact with. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. It's very important, please, that you know that in this part, or in all the parts, sorry, you have to use English, no Spanish. Okay? Just English, please. So be careful with that.
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay. So, is everything clear for you? Do you have some questions?
Any questions?
Okay, so everything is clear.
Everything is clear.
Okay, that's great. So we are going to start this evaluation with the first task. Okay, please. I want to show you something very important before starting. In this evaluation, we also use some procedures in order to follow the steps that we are going to have in that evaluation, okay? At the same time, I need to show you, this is a form that you need to use in case you don't agree with the results of this evaluation, okay?
Okay.
Telling you that, we are going to start this evaluation. Please read the first task, please.
Okay, so we're going to begin with task number 1, interview questions. So tell us, please, your full name.
My name is Sergio Andrés Galindo Santa Cruz.
Okay. And when is your birthday?
My birthday is the 3rd of July of 2006.
Okay, can you tell us, please, something about your background as a pilot or as a student pilot?
Well, I start this year with my classes of aviation, and I'm liking a lot about the materials and all of that.
Okay, in what academy are you studying now?
I am studying in the Delta Charlie Academy.
Okay, how long have you been studying there until now?
Until now, I am 3 months.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so why do you want to become a pilot?
Well, I think that this starts when I see my uncle with his uniform, and I like the way he look. So they start from there. Start the wish to be a pilot, and then when I was a kid, I love a lot the plane of that.
Are you the only pilot in your family, Sergio?
No, I have my uncle that is a pilot.
Okay, that's great.
Okay, and how do you calculate fuel requirements for a flight?
Sorry?
How do you calculate fuel requirements for a flight?
Well, first we calculate the distance from one point to another, then the distance, and because of that we can see the time that we are going to take during the flight, and based on that we decide how many fuel we need to fly.
Okay, thank you. And tell me, do you think there are some very important characteristics for being a pilot that you perhaps can mention now?
Like what? Like
Like
physics?
important characteristics, abilities, skills,
I
not
think
only
that
physics, but also personal characteristics.
I think that if one person wishes to be a pilot, you are going to make the possible things that you can to complete that objective.
Okay, thank you. Okay, no more questions for me. Do you have more questions?
No, no more questions.
Okay, so thank you very much. This is the end of this part. Let's start with the second part, listen and comprehension part. In that part, we are going to discuss some questions, as I told you before, and we are going to listen some obvious, okay? Please, we are going to first see if the volume is good for you. Tell me, let me know.
Okay.
Give me a second, please.
Initial reports indicate problems with
Yeah, it's alright.
Good? Okay,
Yeah.
so we are going to start. Go ahead.
Initial reports indicate problems with the fuel system. It seems that the cockpit fuel gauges were inoperative. In this situation, after the fuel hoses are removed, the fuel load is checked by hand, like when you check the oil in your car. The fuel measurement was then converted from volume to weight. The problem was that the calculation was done in pounds, but the new Boeing 767 is a metric machine. And so the system thought the data was in kilograms, not in pounds. The aircraft had just half the required fuel for the journey, and the crew had no idea.
Okay, you are going to listen one more time, okay?
Okay.
Initial reports indicate problems with the fuel system. It seems that the cockpit fuel gauges were inoperative. In this situation, after the fuel hoses are removed, the fuel load is checked by hand, like when you check the oil in your car. The fuel measurement was then converted from volume to weight. The problem was that the calculation was done in pounds, but the new Boeing 767 is a metric machine. And so the system thought the data was in kilograms, not in pounds. The aircraft had just half the required fuel for the journey, and the crew had no idea.
Okay.
Okay, so what was the main problem reported in the initial reports?
Okay, the main problem was the fuel system, because they said that in this new Boeing, first of all, they calculate in pounds, and it was going supposed to be in kilograms.
Why? Why they
Uh,
suppose that? To calculate in kilograms and not in pounds.
because the gauge were moved, and this changed.
Okay, so there are different types of systems, or the aircrafts have the same systems that
Have
they were
different-
talking about.
Have different systems.
Did you remember the aircrafts that they mentioned before?
The Boeing 787, I think, I'm not sure.
Okay, don't worry. Okay, thank you. No questions. Okay, we're going to go to the second.
Lima 879 to 80.
The volume is good?
Yes, okay.
We start.
Lima 879 to ATC. We're showing a fuel leak from the left wing, requesting immediate return.
Lima 879, roger that. Can you confirm your fuel level?
Dropping fast. We estimate 20 minutes left. Need emergency landing now.
Lima 879, proceed to runway 08. Oh, cleared for emergency landing. Winds 120 degrees at 15 knots.
Runway 08L. Lima 879. On approach.
Lima 879, emergency services are standing by. You are cleared to land.
Gear down, we're landing now. Lima 879.
Lima 879, runway is clear. How's your status?
We've touched down. Ground crews assisting. No further issues. Lima 879 is safe.
One more time, please.
Lima 879 to ATC. We're showing a fuel leak from the left wing, requesting immediate return.
Lima 879, roger that. Can you confirm your fuel levels?
Dropping fast. We estimate 20 minutes left. Need emergency landing now.
Lima 879, proceed to runway 08. Oh, cleared for emergency landing. Winds 120 degrees at 15 knots.
Runway 08L. Lima 879. On approach.
Lima 879, emergency services are standing by. You are cleared to land.
Gear down, we're landing now. Lima 879.
Lima 879, runway is clear. How's your status?
We've touched down. Ground crews assisting. No further issues. Lima 879 is safe.
Okay. So, tell us, please, in this audio, what happened? What was the situation in this audio?
Well, the aircraft have a problem. That was a fuel leak in the left wing, and it was dropping fast.
Okay. And now?
Okay, how much time did the aircraft have the fuel supply?
The aircraft have like 20 minutes to land.
Okay.
Was it possible for them to land in a very safety way or
Yeah.
not?
It was possible because that 20 minutes led to the pilots to make some decisions to get to the airport.
And what about the crew?
The crew didn't notice anything.
The crew what? Sorry.
Didn't notice anything.
Okay. And do you remember which runway was cleared to land?
In 08 left.
Thank you. No more questions.